doing an inspection on a church. They've had 7 bats in the structure over the last 3 weeks. That's a pretty big number of bats for getting into the living space of the structure.
Now what we're doing is examining the building to see where the bats are actually coming and going from.
But we feel really confident that this bell tower is our main suspect area.
At this point right now, we've identified that there's a buildup of guano right below this point above us here. So essentially there's a gap that exists between the coping and the brick.
When it comes to bats, you really have to be certain on where they're entering and exiting.
So what we're going to be doing a little bit once the sun sets is we're going to be trying to identify if this is in fact the main entry point for the bats.
The reason we're doing this at nighttime is the structure is so large, we have to physically identify where the gaps that the bats are coming in and out of. They are a protected species, so we don't want to harm the bat whatsoever.
They're protected federally and by the state. You can't just go and kill bats, you have to exclude them.
So we set up one-way doors just to make sure the bats can come out, but at the same time they can't come back in. I need to make sure I close off every single inch of the building to ensure they don't return.
All bats need to gain access into a structure is basically 3/8 of an inch by 2 inches wide. Not a very large gap at all whatsoever.
You guys hear that?
There you go.
21, 22, 23, 24.
But from the sheer number of bats that we've seen coming out of here, I think we're at 80 something at this point. 87 bats.
88.
It's definitely a maternity roost.
So we counted 94 bats coming out of the structure, so clearly there's a problem.
We'll move forward with supplying a detailed report to our customer so they can fully understand what is going on their structure and how we propose to exclude them.
It was a very successful inspection, that's for sure.
After some nighttime inspections, we determined that the roost is in the bell tower all the way at the very top. So what we're here to do today is exclude the bats from the bell tower. So by us sealing the outside and setting the one-way door, the bats will come out but not be able to return and get back in. That's the main important reason why we have to check the entire structure and eliminate any potential gaps, because we don't want to push them from one part of the building over to another part.
So we'll go ahead and seal everything else off, set a one-way door here, which we know that they're going to go back to naturally, and then that allows them to come out, they come back, they try to get back in. Everything else on the whole structure is absolutely sealed off that they can't get back in. Sometimes we'll see them actually roosting out on the walls for a day or two, but then they actually leave to go to another place.
And then we'll see about 100 bats come out of that excluder tonight.